Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to the Cruise Amigos. Well, of course, it's evening for some of you, and it's morning for others. But hello from the Cruise Amigos. Quickly introduce everybody. I'm Chili. I'm in Virginia. The guy over there that's it's over that way. That has a glass of wine in his hand. That's Pete. He talks funny. He's over there in London.
It's not a
and
glass
then
of
down
wine, Chili.
below him, what?
It's a glass of sherry.
Oh, it's a glass of sherry. Excuse me.
Fortified.
And then down below Pete is John Reitmeyer. He's up there in Crookston, Minnesota. Now, I got to tell you, folks, Crookston, Minnesota is exactly halfway from Virginia, where I am, to the North Pole. I just wanted to point a fabulous fact about Crookston, Minnesota, where it snows a lot. Now, speaking of snowing a lot, our guest today is Lady Morah, who's up there in Alaska, traveling with Lady. Lady, welcome to the Cruise Amigos.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
Lady started off doing, was a cruise vlogger.
Yeah.
And took several cruises and does things like, packing lists for cruises and stuff like that. And then some of her neat stuff on cruises. So you guys need to go check that out. And then, of course, this year when the COVID wiped out plans for cruises like it did for a lot of us, she became an Alaska adventuralist. That's what I call it. I got to ask you about kayaking.
How do you spell that?
In the glacier.
Adventuralist.
Yes. So I went kayaking with a friend out by Seward, Alaska, and that was so much fun because it's part of a tour that you do. So you're on this boat to get out to a glacier, and all along the way, you're seeing sea otters and whales and bears. And the crazy thing that we saw was a wolverine while kayaking. One of the gentlemen was telling us that in 10 years, probably one person has seen a wolverine, and yet alone we were able to take pictures of it and film it. So it's the coolest thing ever to get the wolverine while kayaking to a glacier.
Now I got to ask. So you can see that picture there. That's Lady, and the ice is in the background. Now,
yes, that's the glacier in the background there.
Kayaks. No, I mean, number one, I'm too fat to fit in a kayak. Thank goodness.
No.
Because I thought they don't make holes big enough for me to get in a kayak.
Big kayak. Big.
If you flip over, isn't that water cold?
Yes, it's glacier water, so it's freezing. It'll definitely wake you up. No need for coffee.
No.
Yeah. It's very
that's
nobody knows though.
I mean,
and
that
then
looks
you
cool to me,
hike
doesn't
the
it?
glaciers
Wow.
too.
Yes, so just this last weekend, my friend and I decided that, we weren't backpacking or anything this weekend. So the same friend that I went kayaking with in that photo, she said, let's go to Byron Glacier. So yesterday it was about 80 degrees, but by the time you get to the glacier, it's about 50 degrees up there. And it was a quick hike, not too long, and we got to see another glacier. And it was just so much fun to get out there and just relax. And it's amazing because this glacier makes a cave, so you can actually see into the glacier itself. So that was really, really awesome.
And it's kind of cold up there on the ice, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. So I put my hand in so I can film the water as it's rushing out of the glacier, and it was freezing. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, Lady, you're not the only person actually who likes kayaking, because I'm determined, because we've got a cruise going next year with the Cruise Amigos to Venice, yeah? And I'm determined that I'm going to get Chili to do this.
Yeah, right.
Chili is going to be kayaking in Venice. How wonderful is that, eh? That's Sue kayaking in Venice, yeah? And another young lady, Emily, she loves the kayaking as well.
That was last weekend, as a matter of fact.
That was, yes. Because Emily is the lady that actually put us to you. She's the lady that said, you guys have to talk to Lady. She's incredible, yeah? And
by the way, she
recently,
just said hello, amigo, and hello, Lady. That's from Emily in New York.
Hi, Emily.
Well, there she is. There is Emily. Coming live from New York, yeah? And that is Emily when she goes kayaking. Hi, Emily.
Hey, Emily.
She's going to kill me now. She's going to kill me, yeah?
Uh-oh. John's changed his background. Now he's up there
That's actually
that's a Minnesota glacier behind you there, John.
Oh, this
No.
is I'm in Alaska. Lady and I were up there the other day.
Ah, you're up there with Lady now.
Yeah, yeah.
That is Lost Lake. So that was my first backpacking trip ever in Alaska. Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Nikki says, greetings, old lady. You're braver than I am. I want to say hello to my sister. I want to say hello to my sister, by the way, because she's watching. And she's probably going, how do you know that I know that you're watching this? But my sister Tracy, yeah, and the husband Bruce, they're watching. So hi to my sister Tracy and Bruce.
Nice.
Now, how did you know that? Because I don't see them anywhere on my screens.
Just call me Mystic Pete, yeah? I just know these things, yeah? I knew last week, for instance, Emma was there. Emma from Emma Cruises and Cruising, and just for old people, because it didn't show who she was. So there was a way of finding out who's watching, which is wonderful.
Nice.
All right,
Kristen.
tell me about the Hardingfield hiking extravaganza. I don't know what else you'd call it. Trip you took to Hardingfield.
That one was pretty intense. I think that's the hardest hike I've ever done. I'm pretty new to all of this intense physical Alaskan adventure stuff. So it was about 9.4 miles to get out there, and you're going up about 3,800 feet of elevation. And along the way, you get to see Exit Glacier. So another glacier, we're going to be talking about a lot about glaciers. So you're walking along Exit Glacier, and it's gorgeous. It was bright. It was a lot of sunshine, but it was really hot. Well, hot for me. It was 70 degrees. So for me, it was pretty hot. And by the time you make it out to the ice field, it's a Harding ice field. It's just, because you guys cruise. So you know when you're on a cruise ship and you just stare forever and it's only water and that's all you see. That's one of my favorite parts about cruising, is just looking out and just seeing water. So it was like that, but with just ice. So it was all ice and just frozen, and all you can see is just little bits of mountain peaks here and there. So that's kind of how Harding Ice Field was. And it was a lot of fun to go with the friends that I went with, and encouraging me along the way, because I did want to quit several times, but they definitely kept me going.
You mentioned cruising. I just want to quickly talk about cruising, because you sent me a lovely photograph, and your first cruise, lady, was when you were just 8 years old, yeah?
It was,
and
yes.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go. Now, this is lady as an 8-year-old. Can you believe this, yeah? With the cute little towel as well. Now, I mean, we don't always embarrass everybody on our show. So
Yes,
if we do show something like that, or someone to say, okay, this is lady as an 8-year-old, that's embarrassing. You're looking at kids' photo, you're photographing when you were a kid. That's, there we go. Oh my God. Yeah. Now, do you know which one of us that is, lady?
No, I was trying to judge from the expression.
Who do you think that is?
That's
back
you.
on there.
Is it John?
Not me.
No.
I'm much better looking than that.
It's got to be Pete.
So that's Pete.
Yeah. So if I did embarrass you by showing the photograph of you as an 8-year-old, I've embarrassed myself by showing
when I was 8 years
as
old,
a kid.
they hadn't invented cameras yet.
No, but they had invented that.
Holy crap! Where did you find that?
They'd invented that, hadn't they, Chili?
How funny.
Can you explain
That's
that,
even
Chili?
before they had face masks for helmets. That's a leather helmet, for God's sakes.
Nice.
Yeah, that is embarrassing, isn't it? Yeah. So, John, you're very, very lucky, mate. You got away with it, yeah? Not.
See, I told you. Is that not a model shot? Look at that.
You
No.
really did.
No, look at John. He hasn't changed.
No, and that's eight. That's
John
eight.
hasn't changed.
That's 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is just... So there we go. So that's that lovely shot of you there, lady, yeah, as an 8-year-old. So I've embarrassed us as well.
Oh, now, hell, as long as we're embarrassing our guests, I got to get to what my main question for the whole show.
Go for it.
I want to know about you making out with a moose.
Whoa, that's now we're getting. Let's find out about this.
Yeah, getting a little kinky now. Hmm?
So last year, my friends, my family, they're my friends too, came from all over the US to visit my mom and I in Alaska. So we spent 2 weeks with them, just taking them around Alaska. And one of our stops was in Palmer. and they have a reindeer farm out there. So you get to feed the reindeer and you get to feed a moose. So you can feed a moose holding a branch with your hands, or you can hold it with your mouth. So I opted for the option where I hold it with my mouth, and then the moose does get kind of close. So that's kind of how.
You mean that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that is. That's
little bit of Lady and the Tramp there, I think. I think that's what's going on there, I think.
And the nice thing about that, yeah, because you got that, but we actually do have the seconds leading up to that, yeah?
Yeah.
See, little bit.
I'm not sure what the moose is thinking.
I don't suggest anybody do that out in the wild because you will get severely hurt. But if you go to the reindeer farm, they'll make sure to take care of you.
And that's the reindeer farm, yeah?
Yeah, that's the reindeer farm. So you're really up and close, and there's a bunch of them from adults to babies, and they're just so adorable.
Huh. You know, we tried to have a reindeer farm here at one time some years ago, and it didn't work out for us. And we never found out if we were planting them too close together or too deep.
Oh, goodness.
I thought it was because you were trying to be Santa Claus.
Oh no, he comes to my place first because we're halfway between. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me about your mom's birthday party in Barbados.
Ooh, okay. So that was a lot of fun. So my mom has always wanted to go on. Yeah, that's my mom. So I can't talk about travel without talking about her because 13 out of the 14 cruises I've been on have been with my mom and I. So that photo is from.
Wow.
We went with some friends on that trip. And so she decided that for her birthday, we were going to go to Barbados and stay at the Sandals Resort out there. And then we were going to go on a Seabourn cruise the week, because we stayed in Barbados and Sandals for one night. Then we went to the Seabourn Odyssey. So it was really cool because on that video, you can actually watch that one on my YouTube channel, they end up singing happy birthday to her when we get into Barbados, and they wrote on the bed happy birthday out in leaves, and it was just so much fun. Everything was fun. That room we stayed in too, you walk out to your back balcony and you walk right into the pool, and that was the coolest room I've ever stayed in a hotel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you like Barbados?
I did. I want to go back and stay longer though, because one night just really isn't enough.
Now, I disagreed with you on one thing.
Oh, what was that?
I like the Barbados jerk chicken better than I like the jerk chicken I had in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, careful, Chili. You're going to start the inter-island war here.
No,
Barbados, Jamaica.
We need to go on another cruise, and we need to have them side by side on the same trip.
Yeah,
That's not a bad. Barbados and Jamaica on the same cruise. I could dig that.
Yeah.
Of course, we need to know the bourbon content. So, what was the bourbon content?
If I'm on a cruise, the bourbon content is high.
Okay. So
very high.
We need to know where that was just to get a reading on the
chicken
quality.
Lady, tell us about your first cruise then, because your first cruise, that one I showed you as a young 8-year-old, before I embarrassed ourselves as well, that was on the Carnival Destiny, which is now the Carnival Sunshine. Am I correct?
Yes. And you know what's cool is 14 years after that, I went on the Carnival Sunshine with my friend. So my mom went with me on both of those. To be honest with you, I don't remember that much from my first cruise. I do remember that it was a family event because my uncle, his wife, and his 2 kids went along with my mom and I. So it was really fun to be with family. And ever since then, I think we've done 5 or 6 of my cruises have been family cruises where my family likes to do, family reunions on ships. So we've done 4 generations worth of family, 17 of us. And we go all out. For dinner, we'll all wear the same color, whether it's yellow, red, or blue. So we do really enjoy having families on cruises together.
Wow,
nice.
And what was the last cruise that you were on before we all got locked down? What was the last one?
The Seabourn Odyssey, where we were in Barbados. Yeah, because I was supposed to go to Tokyo, to Japan this year to start off my year. So I wasn't starting with the cruise, but I was starting with a 2-week trip in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The number 9 is exceptionally good in Tokyo. When you order on the menu, the numbers, you order by number.
Okay.
The number 9. Order the number 9. Yeah.
So tell us what you've...
Not chili. What?
3 feet over my head.
You don't order by numbers when you go to a Chinese or a Japanese restaurant?
No, I speak Chinese.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you are fluent in that. That's right.
So, lady, what you've been on, I think, how many cruises have you been on? Is it 14 cruises
14.
you've been on so far?
14.
Wow. I mean, I've not even been on half of that, so I'm so jealous. So,
And then I've been to 34 countries.
30, have you actually listed every single country you've been to?
Yes, actually, if you go to my website, ladymorah.com/stats, so STATS, it'll list them all by alphabetical order. And then I think it lists which ones I've done just on cruises.
Can you actually remember
No.
all the cruises you've been on?
Let's give her a test. Come on, here's a test.
It's an easy question for me because I've only been on a few.
What was your favorite cruise ship?
My favorite, she has one question during summers. What type of clothing should someone wear in Alaska? You know, it varies. It depends on if you're a cold person or if you run warmer. Because I had an aunt who she is a very cold person. So actually, the photo behind John is in Homer, Alaska, when my family came up for that trip. And so I had an aunt where she chose a lot of things with merino wool because she decided to helicopter rides out in Juneau. I haven't been to Juneau, but it's on my list. And I think you can get there on a cruise ship. But she got a lot of things with merino wool. And what everybody suggests for Alaska is if you are going to come up here is to layer a bunch. So whether you have a t-shirt, then a long sleeve, then a vest, or have good socks, you want nice, good wool socks. But you want to be able to take off layers and put on layers as needed, because when they came up last year, it was 90 degrees while they were here feeding the reindeer. So the temperature can vary a lot. So you just have to be prepared. You may overpack a little bit, but it's definitely worth it so that you stay warm and comfortable the entire time you're in Alaska. So that's what I definitely suggest if you're coming up.
Sorry, Chili, you want to ask that question? I interrupted you. Sorry, Chili.
My favorite cruise ship?
Yes, favorite cruise ship.
My favorite cruise ship would be the Freedom class of Royal Caribbean. So I did the Freedom of the Seas for my 21st birthday. It was me and 7 other friends. And as far as the ship goes, I ended up doing that same ship again with my mom. And that ship just was nice. As far as the size goes and the different things that you can do on it, like the flow rider. I never stood up on the flow rider, but definitely had a lot of fun. And the rock climbing wall, playing volleyball, soccer. So for me, that was my favorite ship. Yeah.
That rock climbing walls, that's right up there with kayaking for me. Ain't gonna happen. And your favorite port of call?
My favorite port of call is St. Thomas for kind of a biased reason. I have family out there. So when we go to St. Thomas, we meet up with a grandma, and we get home cooked food straight from her garden and different fish that they've caught locally. So I am a little bit biased because going to St. Thomas is like visiting family.
I like St. Thomas is one of my favorite spots too, only for different reasons. But
I love the fact that you're doing more adventure stuff now, lady, because obviously we can't cruise at the moment and we're all waiting to cruise. So Chili says he doesn't want to try any of those things, but John is the one who does it, yeah? Because yesterday, John took a flying lesson. John was flying yesterday, and I can actually show you a photograph, yeah? That's a photograph that John sent me from look at that.
But you got to know more about that. The lake to the right, that's called Union Lake, and the lake on the left is called Lake Sarah, and that kind of a landing that you see there between them, that's the Farmers Union Park, owned by Farmers Union is a farm organization in the United States. And every summer I spent a week there at that park, doing camping and stuff. And we would walk from one resort on one lake or to the other. And Lake Sarah is known for having all sorts of leeches when you go swimming. So every time we go swimming, we'd have to get out and check everybody checked everybody for leeches. So I have lots of memories of this. And now to have a lake home on any one of those lakes is about $500,000. And it used to be nobody wanted it because it was, swampy and mosquito-y down by the lake. You didn't want that.
Is the pot farm anywhere near there?
No, that's 35 miles from my home.
Okay.
John actually sent me a photograph as well of the plane he was flying. Yep. So here we go. There.
Here it is. There it is.
There he is. Yeah.
Yeah,
John
I was on
flying
that
his
seat.
plane.
See between the two wheels there
Yeah.
down below? That's where I was sitting. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you? I mean, I don't know if you fancy doing it yourself. This is actually the plane John was flying. I have to be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
But
Are
I'm
we
inspired.
gonna buy that puppy, John?
Yeah.
Not that one, but exactly that one. Not that plane, but that's the plane model size. That's called a Cessna 177 Cardinal, and I can get in and out of it just like stepping in and out of a van.
And I've been inspired, lady. Yeah? I've been inspired by the fact that you're doing all this adventure stuff, which is absolutely incredible. I've been inspired by the fact that John is now doing his flying. So I actually went out yesterday and I've got my flying outfit. So I'm going to be doing flying lessons soon. And there I am. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I'm ready to go. Yeah. Probably it's going to be in something like that, knowing my luck. Yeah. Sorry guys, I couldn't resist it.
No, that's awesome.
We got a few comments here. Kim says me too chilly. Okay. Gretchen, hi Gretchen.
Hey,
Hi.
Gretchen's here from Ohio.
Welcome.
Fantastic. Kim, John, are you hooked?
Like a fish.
And Facebook user, we don't know who you are. There is a little link at the top of the Facebook video bit that says if you click that to allow Facebook, it allows you to show who we're talking to. And I actually don't know who this is. Can you believe? So it could be anybody. Could be Emma.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is either.
No, we'll see. Yeah. So I was going back. I was talking about the cruises. Can you remember what cruises can you remember, lady? Put you on the spot.
Ooh.
In the Wayback Machine. In the Wayback Machine.
Yeah. So 8 years old you started, yeah? 8 years old with Carnival.
8 years old with Carnival. I just remember the 24-hour pizza and ice cream, to be honest. When I was that young, and you know what's funny is that's still my favorite thing about Carnival cruises is that you can go get your pizza and ice cream at any time of day, and it's still good. 8 years old, I'm trying to think of other cruises because I don't really remember.
What can you remember the cruise lines rather than the ships then? The cruise lines that you've done.
Cruise lines that I've done. I've definitely done the Carnival Conquest, the Carnival Breeze, the I think Carnival has a Carnival Spirit, and I've done the Freedom of the Seas twice, Oasis of the Seas, Seabourn Odyssey, and those are the ones that I remember. So it's only been mostly Carnival, and then next Royal Caribbean, and then one Seabourn.
So you've never cruised Norwegian Cruise Line, for instance?
No, they were on my list. I'm on their email list. I was looking at cruises to go on for them because I've seen such good things about it, and well, everything happened.
Well, that's how I met. I bumped into John. That's how me bumped into John years ago, didn't I, on the Norwegian Cruise Line? And and what about Virgin Voyages? Because we did we spoke last week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I watched the interview, and I've actually wanted to go on Virgin Voyages for the fact that my name's Lady. I feel like because my name's Lady, I should go on the Scarlet Lady. It just
free. You should go for free.
I like you, John.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Shane Riley, he did actually talk about the third ship and the new name. So maybe you should tell them the new ship should be called Lady Morah. What do you think?
Oh, that's perfect. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I know. So Shane, if you're watching, if anyone from Virgin Voyages is watching, Lady
Godmother,
Morah,
the godmother. She should be the godmother.
By the way, Facebook users Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
And Nikki has said, sorry, we went to Alaska on our first cruise. She would love to go back.
Yes, Alaska's amazing. I want to cruise Alaska. That's the one cruise that my mom did without me was cruising Alaska.
And Kim's asked, lady, she's a little late getting here. I hope you got a note, Kim, on that one. Where do you live?
I live in Alaska. Yes.
Whereabouts in Alaska?
Huh?
Whereabouts in Alaska?
Oh, in Anchorage, so the big city. No, we still can't see you.
Katie, no, we can't. Yeah.
We can't see your name. We can see your chat, but not your avatar.
I'm sure it'll come up at some point, Katie. Otherwise, you could be a mystery person, couldn't you? You know. And Emily says, "Lady, where can I get the best crab or crab cakes in Alaska? City, restaurant, and do you eat crab?"
I don't. But if you come to Alaska, there are so many restaurants because I do have friends who do eat crab. And one thing that she looks for at every restaurant we go to is crab and crab cakes. So you don't have to worry when you come to Alaska. There's so many places where you can go to get crab. So it's not a worry at all.
And Katie, just to explain, so above the actual video box that you're watching on Facebook, there should be a little video link saying give Facebook permission to use it. If you click that and click yes, it then allows you to show who you are. Am I correct, guys? Is that correct how it works?
I think so.
I think so.
I guess we will see if Katie figures that one out. Hopefully she will do.
Yeah.
All right. Panama Jack in Cancun.
Ooh, Panama Jack. That was right after my grandpa's 80th birthday. And my mom and I said, because when you fly out of Alaska, it just takes forever to get out of here to anywhere. So we made the most of it, went down to Cancun, and we were there for almost a week, I would say. And it was weird because everything I've done, whether I've been in Europe on a cruise, you stay in one place for a couple of hours or just a day. And this time I was in one place for multiple days. And I will say that was the first time in a while where I felt truly relaxed. You go out on the balcony and you see this gorgeous water, and I'm an early bird, so I didn't really catch sunsets. I always caught sunrises because I just woke up super early on vacation. And I'm going to talk about my mom again because she's a little afraid of heights. So when we went ziplining for the first time, that was kind of an event. And so, but for some reason she said, you know what, lady, I want to go parasailing. So she bought tickets to go parasailing, and it was gorgeous to be up parasailing in Cancun and seeing all the different resorts. We even spotted our room while we were up there parasailing. So it was just nice to be in Cancun with the nice sand. And speaking of the sand, we got to see baby turtles hatch while we were there, and it was just the best thing ever. And then making it out to the water, so it was a really nice trip. And it was humid though. In Alaska, it's kind of dry, so having it be so humid where like your passport curls, it was kind of different.
Your passport curls.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So you're going to Alaska cruise May next year. So looking forward to it. Ooh, I'm so excited for you. It's going to be so much fun.
And is May a good time to go, lady? Is May what can Margaret expect in May in Alaska, weather-wise?
Weather, you might want to dress warm. It can still be kind of cold because I know sometimes at the beginning of May we could there's the chance that we might still have snow, not towards the end, but I would bring a rain jacket, bring layers, bring good socks, bring an umbrella, especially since she's going to be down in that southeast section of Alaska. But definitely bring layers.
I bought a brand new coat just to go to Alaska the first week of May of this year.
Yeah.
The coat's in my closet. It's never been on.
Now, I'm actually booked to go, not next year, the year after, middle of October, because it's a cruise going from Vancouver. And I get so confused about how many Vancouvers there are, being a Brit. I mean, is it Vancouver there? Is it Vancouver here? There are a few, aren't there, to my knowledge? But I think it's in Vancouver and Canada, if I'm correct. Yeah,
right.
And it then goes obviously to Alaska, and it then goes on to San Francisco, and then finishing in LA. So I'm just wondering, what can I expect as far as the weather's concerned? Because I'm guessing I'm going to need loads of layers for October in Alaska.
Yes,
but I won't need those when I'm in LA. Would that be correct?
No, all 4 seasons. No. All 4 seasons.
Yeah. It can really vary because some winters we don't get a lot of snow right away in October. Sometimes we can have a lot of snow in October. So it really varies. But I would give you the same advice that I'd give someone who said that they were going to do it in May, is to just bring layers and make sure you're prepared in that sense.
Is October a good time to go, or should I think that's not actually the best time to go? What would you say? Be honest with me. Tell me. I need to know.
So honestly, the places where the crews go, I've actually never been there. So I don't know their weather as much as the weather where I am.
Okay.
Because if I put my hand like this is the shape of Alaska. So I'm kind of here. The cruise is usually down over here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Lady, I've got this. I've got this here. I mean, do you want to read it out? I'll let you read it out, lady.
Okay.
Actually, it's just the opposite, Sean. The heavier you are, the more the heat dissipates. You know, the heavier you are, the more the heat. Lady is the one who can maintain heat with her petite size. So,
Oh dear.
And then
I'll go
I'm
with
the
it.
fat one of the gang. Well, John's a little on the heavy side. Pete's the skinny one of the gang.
Thank you. I'm the baby of the gang, actually, lady. Can you believe
Yes.
that? Which
Yeah.
is lovely. Kim's just put. I've looked up the temperatures for September, October, mid-50s or 60s. That's okay. And I'm hoping I might even see the Northern Lights. Yeah, it'd be freezing then. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Sean. But do you see the Northern Lights where you are, lady?
Yes, but you kind of have to get away from all the city lights because those do obstruct the northern lights. And there's I'd have to find the website. I can probably send it to you later, but they can kind of predict when the northern lights will be out the most. So you can. Oh, we still can't see you, Katie.
We so want to see Katie, don't we?
well, no, her new
Katie.
name is Facebook user. That's misuser to you. So we know who she is now. So,
but we're so happy you're here, Katie.
yeah.
I love it. But
Yeah,
Katie,
we use that software app for here because it predicts it. It's unbelievable. Ronnie will say 2 days from now it's going to be the big Northern Lights show because to the north of us there are no lights, and so we see it beautifully here in the winter. It's unbelievable. So the app really works.
I've never. You have to send me that, John, because I've never seen the Northern Lights in my life, so I can't wait. You
They're
know.
gorgeous.
Poor. It's okay, Kate. I love it. I love it. Oh dear.
When you were kayaking with the Wolverine, from the picture, you're pretty close to the Wolverine.
Yeah, I didn't include that picture, but the way the photo was taken, it makes it look like we were a lot closer to the Wolverine than we really were.
Okay.
But I was a little scared. When I was telling my friend, I was like, you know, can Wolverine swim? Like, what are their capabilities? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at that thing, and I'm thinking, holy hell, that thing could jump right over onto the kayak.
Wolverine's a lot further out. That guy had a really good camera to make it look like we were super close to the Wolverine, but the Wolverine was a pretty good distance where if we thought it was coming, we could have paddled away pretty quickly.
Okay.
What advice have you got then for Chili when he does his kayaking in Venice? What advice would you give him?
Little floaties on his arms.
I would just say have fun and relax because it's a really calming experience. Just have fun and enjoy yourself.
Sink a kayak, y'all.
I know what Chili's face would be. Yeah, if Chili got in a kayak, yeah, that would be Chili's face. There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to see. Yeah. Yeah.
I know you're supposed to ask me questions, but I'm curious.
Please do. Go ahead.
Have you guys been to Venice before?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, well, Venice is amazing. There's so much good food there. And eat gelato. I think Venice is known for just having the best gelato, so lots of gelato. I know I did. My friend got mad at me. I went from gelato shop to gelato shop to gelato shop. So enjoy.
So what advice would you give as far as in what's the must do? Because we've got a couple of days in Venice. And I mean, you know, the stuff that we want to do, obviously, you know, what is the sort of things that we should do that we wouldn't think about doing, lady?
That you wouldn't think about, and that's that you wouldn't think about. I took a tour because I was part of this Kentucky travel group for people from 18 to 35. So I took a tour. So they really planned things out for us. We didn't have to do much about planning things for ourselves. If you're taking a cruise out from Venice, book a hotel early. If you're going to be staying there the night before is a definite must, because when I booked my family's trip, when we went the year after, we got the last 2 hotel rooms and our room didn't have a bathroom. So we had to kind of go down the hall to get a bathroom, which wasn't the best. So if you are going to Venice War cruise.
Well, lady, we actually have managed to book a hotel because I actually looked at the hotels and they were so expensive, and so I managed to book a hotel, and Chili's booked the same hotel as me. Could you believe? That's going to be fun. But I think it's in this little place. It's literally in a place called St. Mark's Square. Where is that? Do you know?
What? You guys are right in St. Mark's Square?
Yeah. Is that any good?
Well, yeah. That's about Venice.
And the price was amazing. The price was amazing as well. Yeah, it's a really great price. So we're there. I'll tell you the name of the hotel. Actually, it's the Hotel Alla in St. Mark's Square. So that's great.
Person on your cruise if the prices are that great.
and then we're after we go on the boat, and when we get back into Venice, we're going to take a train down to Rome and go see the Pope.
Oh, yeah. Awesome! So when I did my trip the opposite way, took the train from Rome to Venice.
I'm going to get up there on the balcony with the Pope and drink some wine.
Yeah, we are hoping. We are hoping
throw things at Pete down below.
Yeah, we're hoping to do a show with His Highness the Pope. Actually, we're hoping that's going to happen, or live. Which would be wonderful. We will see. Live from the Vatican. We will see.
John just blasted off. He's up in space now.
No. All you need to do is search for Northern Lights Predictor, and it takes you to the National Weather Service. They have a 20-minute predictor and a 3-day predictor, and here you can see. I'm in the way, but down there's the United States. There's Alaska. See?
There's Alaska.
Yeah.
And this is tonight. This is what you're going to see. It's really going to be good tonight.
So where it shows green, that means you can see the lights.
That's where you're going to have an incredible view of the
awesome.
lights. Yeah.
Wow.
And I just searched for Northern Lights Predictor. Nikki, come here in the winter, and you can stay at my house pretty cheap, bring booze. And actually I'll make homemade pasta for you. And I have a beef and a pork in the freezer. We will eat till it comes out your ears. It'll be good. Lady, you're invited too.
Thanks.
Yeah. Chili, not so much. I can't afford it. He's too expensive.
And he hasn't mentioned me.
Pete, you have a standing invitation. Come on. You have a standing invitation.
Absolutely. Sounds fantastic. So, lady, have you got, because at the moment we're not cruising. Mm-hmm. As we speak, MSC are actually restarting cruising today.
I saw that.
From Genoa in Italy, yeah? And a big ship. So we're going to obviously see what happens with that. So we're going to keep everything crossed that will happen, But have you got any cruises booked at the moment?
No, I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. Yeah.
So what would your dream cruise be, lady? If you could have any cruise, because I have my dream cruise. I mentioned it a few times on the show. Maybe one day I'll get to do it. If I'm lucky, if I win the lottery, yeah. What would your dream cruise be?
There was an itinerary I'd seen. I think it was Royal Caribbean that had it, where you can cruise from California to Hawaii and then Hawaii to Australia. That is I talk about that one all the time. I would love to do that.
Lady, I will see you on board, because my dream cruise is exactly that, but I've got two bits to start with. I've got the transatlantic from Europe to the East Coast, and I've got the Panama Canal from the East Coast to the West Coast, and then away we go.
Yeah.
We've got to do it, haven't we? We've got to do that. That is but that part of the cruise, that will be an absolute dream for me. Wow. To go to Australia, to go to Hawaii, to do all those islands, yeah. So we got to sort that one out. So
I think so, yeah.
I'd like to do Australia as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
anyone from Australia is watching the show.
I'll get there at the same time. Tell me about the Wildlife Conservation Center.
Oh, so the Wildlife Conservation Center is
serious, Nikki. Come on, Nikki. You're welcome. Wildlife Conservation.
No worries. If you are visiting Anchorage and you're around Anchorage, it's not too far out from Anchorage. It's a quick drive. So, I don't know exactly how long, but I would say about 30 to 45 minutes. But it's a place where endangered animals that are in the wildlife of Alaska go to get rehabilitated and possibly, if they can, sent back out into the wild. I know one year they had a little baby moose where its mom was killed in a car accident. So, the Jewel of the Seas to England. Ooh, that sounds like a really good trip in Ireland. Nice. So there is another place where if you're interested in seeing Alaska wildlife and you don't want to, although you can go to the zoo, but if you want to see them more in a natural habitat, you can go there. And I always suggest people, I think they feed the bears around 3 p.m. So if you want to actually see the bears up close, get there around 2 or 2:30 because the bears are walking right in front of you and they're pacing back and forth. And it's just the coolest thing ever. You can then again see my uncle, he's 6'3", and he stood next to a moose. And the moose is like his height or a little bit taller. So it was really cool to have him. And then that's still the same family trip too. So I have a video on that on my YouTube channel as well, showing how I brought my family up. And so they got to see different fox. They got to see, there was a little lynx kind of hiding in the back, owls, porcupines, huge porcupines. You just get to see like bison and elk and deer and grizzly bears, black bears, and just see, and a pack of wolves. So it was really cool if you do want to see the Alaska wildlife and support a good cause because they are rehabilitating animals so that they can get back out into the wild.
Were the wolves friendly?
When they're behind the cage, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I know you're not. Actually, I know you're not out in the wild with the wolves.
Yeah. I was wondering on that was exactly the same thing because, lady, when you're backpacking, yes. Are you worried about coming into contact with the wildlife you talked about?
Yes, all the time. It freaks me out. Mentally freaks me out. But my friends, you carry bear spray everywhere you go. So if you're in Alaska and you're going out hiking, make sure you have bear spray at minimum.
Bear spray.
Yes, it's like mace for bears or pepper spray.
That's what John uses for deodorant.
Yeah. So my bad. Yeah. So bear spray. It's a canister about this big, and you can spray the bears with it. Pepper spray for bears. But where you showed, that was Lost Lake. So I have another video on my channel about that. And I think in that video, I show moose tracks in that video. Because, the moose are around, the bears are around, everything's around. It's just, you got to...
I've got to talk about this. I'm from England, so I know nothing about stuff like that. So if I was wandering around, I'd be in deep trouble, yeah? You're talking about, there you go, John.
This is going to get the mail.
Bear.
This was going to get the mail the other day at my house.
Yeah, bear. You're talking about.
Oh, that's a moose. That's a moose.
Yeah, that's a moose.
How close have you got to be to a bear for this bear spray to actually work? I mean, are you?
I don't have the bottle, and you don't have to. They have to be within.
Or do that, or are the bears used to it? So they kind of go, "Holy crap! Not bear spray. I'm out of here."
No, to be honest, you just really hope that doesn't happen. There are different things you can do to
get it in its eyes.
You want to, he's saying, to get it in the eyes, and you try to avoid it altogether by talking, making sure you're loud, because the bears really don't.
You're talking to the bear. Mm-hmm. You're actually talking to the bear.
No, you talk to your friends that you're hiking with, but you talk to that because the last thing you want to do is startle a bear. So you make sure that it knows, I looked outside my house and right by our trash, there was a bear. So there's bears everywhere in Alaska. It's just making sure that they're aware that you're there and not startling them so that you don't have to come into that kind of altercation at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So you go and put the trash out one day, yeah, and the bear could just be there watching you.
Yes.
I haven't told the boys my latest wildlife story. I live on a farm also in Virginia. And we have a gigunda squirrel we call Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, this squirrel, the first time I saw him, I thought it might be a fox. We have some foxes around the farm as well.
Wow.
But I mean, he's got a tail that just goes from hell. I mean, he's huge. I was out yesterday morning, and we have a compost pile for gardening stuff, we make compost. And Thor was actually chasing a fox away from the compost pile.
What?
So here's a full-grown fox, and the damn squirrel is chasing the fox.
Territorial.
I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
No, me either.
Yeah. That's one nasty squirrel, I'll tell you that.
Don't want to mess with that.
Sounds like the squirrel's been working out.
Chili. So you made the comment about were you afraid of the wolves? And since 1902 till the statistic, I think last year, in North America, there's only 2 reported cases of wolves attacking people, but yet there's 50 or so people who get killed by bears every year. So people, Americans particularly, have a kind of a reverse fear mindset that we're afraid of wolves, and the bears are huggy and aren't they so sweet? And wolves, literally, unless there's some really extenuating circumstance,
they're going to stay away from you.
They are going to stay away from you, even if you startle them. But bears are really quite the opposite. And like she says, the training that we have around here, because bears are here with us, and even as kids, is like sing, just sing and make noise and start walking 90 degrees laterally, so the bear sees you're wandering off, and chances are you'll probably be okay. Wow. At least if you're not, they never find you, so it's okay. So.
Wow, Guy, I'm impressed. So you've got bears, lady. John, you've got bears.
Yeah.
We got bears in Virginia too. Different bears.
Cinnamon bears there are very nice, though. Generally, I'm being real serious. You have cinnamon bears in the hills over there, and they are the most friendly bears in the universe. So
the brown bear.
So, lady, what's next for you with what you're doing? Where do you see yourself going with your traveling?
As after everything reopens for traveling?
Yeah, hopefully, absolutely.
Yeah, on a cruise. Take me anywhere. I'm ready to go back on a cruise. But if I think I'd probably cruise out of California because it's the most affordable for me coming from Alaska. But so a cruise out of California has been to get the most out of my travel time and cruising time. Yeah. Wow. But I think minimum of 2 weeks though. So I need to do a 14-day or 2 cruises back to back.
I'm with you. I don't like those little short, can't even get used to your bed before they throw you off kind of cruises.
How do you get the time though, lady? Because you work, like a lot of us, we have to work and stuff. Yeah. So how do you get the time to do all this? How do you get the time off work to do your traveling?
Well, since I'm not traveling now, I'm actually building up a lot of paid time off. So that's awesome. Yes, I was looking at my paid time off and I've never had that much saved up before. So this is great.
Wow. That's very well. Florida has bear problems.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of bear. It's guys that have a lot of hair in their chest, and you see them outside of nightclubs late at night. That's a different kind of a thing. So.
Well, I was going to say that. Yeah, that's exactly that. So, lady, have you cruised to England? Have you been to England on your travels?
Yeah. I've been to England twice. So once with my friends when I did that group tour, and that whole trip, I was telling my family, I loved going to Europe so much that I want to go back. So the second time I went to England again, and then I brought my mom and her brother. So the same family that I went on for that cruise when I was 8 years old is the same family that I brought back to go to.
So where did you cruise to then? Because you cruised to England. Did you cruise to Southampton?
No, we didn't cruise to England. We our cruise started and ended in Venice. So we went to Greece, Turkey, and Croatia.
So you're making the most of Europe. So you come to visit London first of all.
Yes.
So you did Buckingham Palace. You did, you went to see the Queen. You did everything like that.
Yes, we did all the things.
And then what? Eurotunnel did you take the Eurotunnel to go to Rome to Venice?
I did a couple of trips. So the trips I did with my mom, we started in Paris, then we went to Italy. So we went to Rome, then we went to Venice, did our cruise, then we went to Amsterdam, and then we went to London. Because if we're getting out of Alaska, we're making the most of it. So this was a 3-week trip.
What was your favorite city out of all of those? Do you have a favorite city out of those?
I do. And the reason why is because when I went to Paris, I had a cousin who was in Paris. I'd met him the year before, and he took us on a food tour throughout Paris. So all I did that day was eat. And it was the best thing ever because there's so many different cultures and different, it was so diverse. It was amazing. So he took us from each place to each place and we just ate so much. It was so good.
Now, I'll tell you my philosophy about Europe, and it's a little different. I've been to Europe, I don't know, 8 times, I think, over the years. The first time I'm in a European city, I do all the touristy things. Okay. And then get me the hell away from the cities. I'm much happier 20 miles outside of Paris 20 miles outside of London.
Yeah.
The only city I really like in all of Europe that I'd go back for just for the city is Barcelona.
Oh,
But the rest of Europe, I'm happy. Oh, get me out in the sticks and the boondocks, in the little towns and the little villages. I love it.
Nice.
Lady, you should join us next year on our cruises in Europe. You should join us in Venice and Rome. That'll be wonderful. Yeah.
No, you have no idea. I would love to join along.
Yeah, check it out. Absolutely. We're not going to October. We've got all the information there. We're hoping lots of people are going to join us. Chili and myself at the moment are going to go from Venice, aren't we? And John's going to hopefully join us on the Epic from Rome.
I'm going to fly in, and then I'll just jump in.
He's going to fly in on his plane. So please check out all the information on our page. The cruises are quite reasonable as well. They really are, you know. And the itinerary from Venice on the Dawn, I think it is, isn't it? It goes to all the Greek islands. It goes to Croatia. It's an amazing place, you know. So I'm from Europe, and I've never been to these places. And so I'm actually really excited in going to places I've never been from Europe. Yeah, I've never been to Rome. I've never been to Venice. I've never been to Croatia. I've never been to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah,
really.
I'm going to get a photograph holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm going to get a photograph holding up the Leaning Tower of Chile. You know. So.
And if they have enough bourbon in Italy, I'll be leaning out there.
It'll be great fun. We'd love to see you out there. So you know, so they're great deals at the moment for the cruises, and the itineraries look fantastic. And it'll be an opportunity for you to try Norwegian Cruise Line as well and see what you think of them.
Yes.
Wonderful.
But Pisa's awesome. When I did the Europe trip with my friend, we did it over so the same friend I did the 21st birthday with, where our birthdays are 2 days apart. So for our 22nd birthdays is when we went to Europe. So I spent my 22nd birthday in the Beaujolais wine region in France, and she spent her 22nd birthday in Pisa. So we went to Leaning Tower of Pisa for hers. Yeah.
Your 22nd birthday. Oh my God. I think I kind of half remember that. That was me in my own.
My stars.
Who is that guy?
Now, would you believe that? Yeah. What do you think?
You actually had hair.
I actually had hair back in the days. Yeah. You know, and there we go. What a good looking guy.
That's when you started acting on that soap opera.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we go. Another one as well.
Oh my God. Where are you getting these pictures?
That was us. In our when you talk about in your 20s, that was us in our 20s. Could you believe? Yeah,
that was when I got married the first time.
Was it really? Yeah.
Wow. Actually, I was 33 on that picture, on my picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I can't remember how old I was in my picture and stuff. Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
hell,
Exactly.
where are you coming up with these? I don't even think I've got that picture.
You don't think I got that picture? Hang on.
No, he doesn't think he's got the picture. Where did you get it? That's like a portrait. That's a portrait.
Is that on my Facebook page?
No. I mean, no, not at all. Not at all.
You're getting all these cool.
If you want to, that might be.
That's not me.
Is that not you, Chili?
No,
it's not me either.
That's not you. Oh, I know that's you, John, isn't it? Yeah,
that's me. Yeah,
yeah, that's John enjoying his cruises. There we go.
Yeah, that's where the Danube and the Rhine meet. There, that's right on where the Danube.
A double hot dog.
That's what you get. Yeah, 2 for 1.
And we got Happy Chili there. There we go.
There he is.
Bah humbug. That's me.
Oh, I thought you were in Hamburg.
They keep taking the mickey out about me having no hair and stuff like that. Yeah, but this is actually. There you go. That's going to shock you, isn't it?
Disney World.
That is in Disney. And look at them. I have hair, and it's not even grey. Yeah, and that's me recently. I got slightly more grey hair.
Very good. Very good.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Carry on. It's your fault talking about young. Yeah, 22 years old. You're talking about, lady. Yeah, that's where it started from. Go on.
Huh?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I think,
well, lady, we certainly hope you can join us on a cruise sometime. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And you just keep doing what you're doing. I love your website.
Oh,
I love your videos.
It's really good.
You're doing a fabulous job. And anytime you want to come back on this show and promote something you're doing, you just let us know and we'll make some space for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you.
I mean, I've got to say, Chili, I've got to say, these are sad times. There's no doubt about that. We're all frustrated. We try to have as much fun as we can on the show. That we really do. But, you know, your smile is brightening up all our days, lady. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. I hate to call an end to things, but it's about that time, folks. Next week, next Sunday, we're going to have Dan Hopfield from Katarina Cruises, and he's going to be down on the Dalmatian coast in Croatia.
Wow.
So
Nice.
we might have some sketchy Wi-Fi next Sunday, but that's what's scheduled. So I'll just let you know that one. Again, lady, thank you for being with us. You've been wonderful, and we've all thoroughly enjoyed this.
Well, thanks for having me. Guys.
And for everybody else, thank you guys for being with us. Enjoyed your chats, and hopefully Nikki will figure out how to get your face on here next time.
No, Nikki was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no, that
Katie.
one.
Katie.
Katie. We'll figure
Thanks,
out how to
guys.
get Katie on next time.
Cheers,
Yeah,
everyone.
to everybody
Cheers,
else.
lady. Cheers to Alaska. Yeah.
Cheers.
And see you all next week.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.